What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Triple C here, back here with another video. Before I get started, I'd like to thank my new subscribers. Thank you for coming by, hitting that subscribe button for your boy. I really appreciate it. Today's video is something a little different. I finally got the last piece of what I was looking for to complete this video. Today's video is my starting five high school edition. So this is what I wore in high school. So if you're in your 40s, you probably can relate to this. I have my vintage Scottie Pippen jersey. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a stain right there. But it's old, it's dirt. Be honest with you, I found it in the bottom of my drawer. It's old, about as old as me, but had to pull this one out, y'all. I'm excited for this, and if you're in your 40s, you probably can relate. So I have 5 fragrances that I wore when I was in high school. One out of the 5 I've had since high school. Just excited, fun video. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. So I picked this up for a good deal. This is vintage. You can find this fragrance. You can find this is about all these fragrances for a decent amount. Like, it's not, they really cheap. But first I'm starting off with is Eternity by Calvin Klein. It's a green fragrance. It smells the same. I thought it would be kind of reformulated, but it wasn't. I wore this the other day. I get about 5 hours out of it, and that's fine. I was just if you smell Calvin Klein Eternity, it's a green fragrance. It's very, not off-putting. It reminded me of when I had this around 95, oversprayed like crazy. Like, I had no business. That was 20 piece in it, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was just everywhere, and I wore it. I completed a bottle in a year. That's how much I wore of it. Glad I got it back in my collection. It's just straight up nostalgia type of thing to it. But that is Calvin Klein Eternity, which you can find at Burlington, Ross, online. I think I paid $30 for this on Mercari. Real good scent. The next one, wore this beginning of my freshman year. That time, if you're a little younger, it was all about the aquatics and freshies, and it had to kind of project. This next one, it did that. It's Polo Sport by Ralph Lauren. It's blue. Still has that Ralph Lauren DNA that you can find in most polos, besides like polo green. But the aquatic versions of polo smells kind of like this. Like I said, I think I paid $20 for this. Just a nostalgia. Like, if you're in your 40s, you know that you had to have certain fragrances, and I have probably 3. The next 3 are super popular for that time. The late 90s, early 2000s. This is one I had back in my freshman year. This is not the bottle, but this is the fragrance I had. And that's Polo Sport by Ralph Lauren. Real blue fragrance. Now this next one, man, let me tell you. It was the next 2 I'm gonna show you. Everybody wore it. Every guy in my high school wore this fragrance and wore a lot of it. So it is none other than Tommy by Tommy. Cactus note, projection of the version I have. I bought this at Burlington, but the version I had the projection was way. It was intense. Like it was a beast mode, especially in the summertime. But everybody I went to high school with, you had the polo on, and I had to be Tommy to match the fragrance. But good scent. This brings me back to them days of high school. Just everybody had. You had Tommy, then you had the Tommy Hilfiger polo and some Jordans. That was my generation. Real good fragrance. Not as strong as the original batch back in the day, but glad I got it. All these are nostalgia. I mean, you can wear them; they still good fragrances. They just bring me back to that time of my life. Now this next one, I went through within 4 years, I went through a bottle a year. Overspraying like crazy. Didn't care. Like you smelled me before you saw me with this. There's none other than the best fragrance of all time, selling fragrance of all time, Aqua di Gio. And I recently picked this up. I've noticed that they reformulated. It is not as strong like the EDP kind of gives off that old OG batch, in my opinion, but still, I had to have it. I had to have the frost bottle. Couldn't afford the big bottle like I can now because I had the little small 1.7, I think. Your boy went through it like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. Just Friday night, football game, had to change my outfit. This came along. Basketball games during the week. Where I lived, basketball and football were the thing. Overspray like crazy. Like I overspray like I'm talking a 30 piece, y'all. Like dumb. This one is a little dialed down back from the original batch back in I think 95 and when it originally came out. But still kind of gives you that same vibe. Glad I got it. It just puts a smile on my face. Takes me back to that time. Like I said before, you had your Nautica, you had a big, chain that I bought in the middle of the mall, flossing, knowing good and damn well that it was fake, but I didn't care. So, and this was my scent. Aqua di Gio by Armani. Now the next one, this one kind of they switched it up. Like back in the day, it was freshies, citrus, everything was citrus, and it projected. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, everything was citrus and projected. But this other one, the bottle alone and the smell was different. That is none other than the original Jean Paul Gaultier Lamal. This is the one I bought. Actually, this is what I had from the early, late 90s to 2000s, I think. This is the one I bought in Macy's. So I'll wear this juice every now and again, but it's more nostalgia. Still smells good. It's kind of, obviously, it's maturated, so it's a little strong. But it was nothing like this when it came out. Because everything was citrus based, and this is lavender. I don't need to explain this. This is a classic too. But had to have it. Saved up. I wasn't making no money, but I saved my couple of my paychecks, and I hit the mall, and I had to get it. I wish I could have got the bigger one, but this is what I could afford at the time, being a teenager. But this brings me back to the times. So that's the end of this video. If you have a starting five or favorite high school fragrances that you wore back in the day, please put them down in the comments. I'll respond to everything. I would love to, go back and forth with you guys about it. Just fragrances that put you in that time place. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, y'all. Peace.